Hi everyone, this is Kathy from Kathy's Vegan Kitchen, and today we are going to make lentil taco meat. It's super simple, just a few ingredients, and it takes about a half an hour to cook in the pan. We're going to start with 1 onion, and I used a white onion, diced, and we're going to put that in the pan, and we're going to saute that. It helps when you put the stove on, with 2 cloves of garlic minced and 1 jalapeno chopped. Now make sure that you take the stem, the vein, and the seeds out. Wear gloves when you chop it so you don't get it on your fingers and then touch your eyes later and burn your eyeballs off. My husband's done that before when making salsa. Haven't you, honey? You sure have. Okay, so we are going to saute this together. It only takes a couple minutes. When the onions start to get translucent, we're going to add the other ingredients, but let's talk about them first. I have 1.5 cups of dry lentils, and I found black lentils, which I never find. You can also use brown lentils or green lentils, but you do not want to use red lentils. Red lentils are for soups and stews, and they get mushy, and you don't want mushy taco meat, so that's not a good idea. We also have 2 cans of Rotel tomatoes, and these Rotel tomatoes, I got the diced ones with the green chilies in them. They come mild, medium, and hot. So if you like spicy food, go for the hot if you want it. But I already have a jalapeno in there, so I just picked the original version, which is just pretty mild. I have 2 packets of taco seasoning, and then it's going to take 4 full cups of vegetable broth. But first, we kind of cook it in stages. So as soon as these get translucent, which they're starting to do right now, I am going to add the dry lentils. And you also want to, what you do is you rinse these out and you look through and you pick them out, anything that's not supposed to be there, like stones or debris, but we've already done that. So I'm going to put those in there and mix them around a bit. And then I'm going to add 1 of the cans of the Rotel tomatoes, just 1. And then 3 cups of the broth, not all 4, just 3 cups. And there's 4 cups in this one container. We're going to put 3 cups in. And you want to then add the taco seasoning. And then we're going to mix it around, and we're going to bring this mixture to a boil. And it has to be boiling before we turn it down. And I get all that taco seasoning in there. If you're following a sodium-free diet, they do make taco packets that have no sodium, or you can make your own taco seasoning as well. I just did it easy. I like the little packets from Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. Now that it's boiling, I'm going to put a cover on top, and then I'm going to reduce it to low and leave it alone for 30 minutes. Now you're going to notice after 30 minutes, the lentils have soaked up all of the liquid and it's thickening. So we're going to add 1 more 10-ounce can of the Rotel tomatoes. Now, if for some reason you don't have Rotel tomatoes where you live, you can use regular diced canned tomatoes. You could even use fresh tomatoes if you want. So we're going to stir this in, and then we're not going to use the cup that's extra in here unless we need to. So you're waiting for all of the liquid to dissipate. Now, the black lentils don't seem to be dry. Sometimes when I make it with brown lentils, it's a little drier than this. So we're going to let this cook with the top off until it thickens. It took about 10 additional minutes to get it all thick and ready to go. I use this lentil taco meat for burritos on top of nachos. I use it to, honestly, quesadillas, anything Mexican related, taco salad. I also made 12 servings. This is a lot of taco meat, so you can cut it in half if you need to, but everybody loves it at my house, so I literally make this much, which is in the recipe, and I freeze half of it. And then today we're making tacos. So it always amazes me how many corn tortillas they give you. It's absolutely amazing to me, but I'm going to show you different ways to use these corn tortillas, how to make a corn tortilla bowl, how to make a crispy coleslaw salad. I didn't need to use this extra broth, so I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator, so it ended up being 3 cups instead of 4. So let's make some tacos. Okay, there's a lot of things that you can do with the many corn tortillas they give you in a bag. First, you can eat them soft the way that they are. You can microwave them to make them warm. I suggest putting them in a paper towel that's a little damp to keep them moist in the microwave just for a few seconds. Or you can put them on a baking sheet and put some tin foil over it and bake them a bunch at the same time. Or you can heat them in a skillet. Or you can actually make chips. It's not buying chips, but oil-free chips in the air fryer, super easy. So I'm just going to show you with one tortilla what you do. You literally use a pizza cutter. And as you can see, I cut it in half. And then you want to cut it in half again, and half again, each one. And then I'm going to spread out these little triangles, and I have lime juice right here and a brush. And you want to brush with lime juice. If you don't like lime juice, you can use aquafaba, or you can even use a little water. But I like those lime flavored Tostitos, which I don't eat. I make my own instead. So you want to get them wet, and then there's this Tajin seasoning, which is a Mexican seasoning, which is a little spicy, a little limey. And you're going to sprinkle it on top of the chips. And then place them on the air fryer pan. And you want to put them in a single layer. And then something else you can do is, you know those little crunchy strips of tortillas that they put on top of Southwest salads, or that you just for a little crunch you can add? This is a fun little thing to do too. Again, you're going to cut it in half, and then you make little strips using the pizza cutter. A little bit. Again, brush them with some lime juice, just a little bit, or again, the water or aquafaba. I'm going to sprinkle these with you can use any kind of seasoning. I just like this because it's pretty and it is very tasty. I love lime. We're going to put these on here too. And literally, these take 3 minutes to make in the air fryer at 400 degrees. And let's pop those in the air fryer. You want to make sure that your air fryer is preheated, and you can see 3 minutes on there. We're going to put them in there. Now, let's come back here. You can also make crispy tortillas in the like shells, crispy shells. Instead of the fried ones, you can make them in the oven, and you can also make like little salad bowls. So I'm just going to make one as an example. And I'm going to take 2 tortillas over here. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's super easy. This takes 10 minutes at 350 degrees. So we're going to go here. I'm going to place it in the oven like that. And I have this little handy dandy thing I like to use. Okay, now If you do it with just one, it makes it too skinny. I like to do two so you get a wider berth here in the middle so you can put more filling in. And we're gonna let that go for 10 minutes. Let's see what happens. Okay, the chips and the little strips are right out of the air fryer, super crispy. See how the salt's all stuck on there? You don't have to have any special, oil or anything on there. I do, however, suggest that you store them on the counter versus, because they get a little soggy again, if you would put them in the refrigerator. And then look at these taco shells. They come right off the oven rack. And here's the little bowl. You could have a little bowl instead. And as you can see, our taco meat is ready. I like to do a little Mexican fiesta where everybody it's self-serve, like a taco bar kind of a thing, and then everybody can pick their own toppings. And I don't know if you've seen these, but these are also oil-free and they sell them. Obviously, you can make these yourself like I did, but it's a shortcut, and they sell them at the store. They literally have zero anything in them. I mean, they're just corn tortillas. Or if you don't like the whole corn tortilla idea at all, or tortillas at all, make your taco inside a potato. I have a recipe on my blog where it's inside of a tomato, where you take a big giant tomato and you cut it open and get the insides out, and you put all this yummy taco meat inside with all of these toppings. So I hope you enjoy and have a great Mexican fiesta. See you next time.